Hey, still not right, that camera, is it? There we go, that's a bit better. All I need to do now is get my, hi Sean, get my chair adjusted because my chair's in the wrong place. It doesn't roll for some reason. It doesn't roll on carpet. So if I get myself in the wrong place, I'm stuck with it all night. Yeah, you're the first one in for a change, Sean. Yay! Yay. You've beaten Nathan. And you've beaten Chris. They're usually the first ones in. So how are you doing with all your succulents, spider plants, cacti and all that stuff? I used to kill my cactus. I used to overwater them, I think. Hi, Esther. It was raining earlier on. It was raining. It was thundering and lightning. And it wasn't just rain. It was torrential. It was bouncing down so hard I thought I had a shower running in my room. Hey, Nathan, you weren't the first today. Shan beat you to it. You were slacking. You were slacking. Right. Hi, Christine. I'm doing the second green. How am I tonight? Well, I've got a bad back, but I don't want to whinge, so I won't whinge. I'll just suffer in silence. Hi, Dotty Dolly. I got another great long comment from you, which I will gird my loins and try to answer. And I got a lot of messages from you, Nerdy Stitcher, which I will have to think about and reply to eventually. Oh, dearie me. You're very eloquent. Dotty Dolly and Nerdy Stitcher are very eloquent in my comments. I do appreciate you, don't get me wrong, I do, but I have to sort of think about the reply because I have to warm up my typing fingers. Hi, Andrea, how are you? Yes. Well, I'm on my number 2 cardigan, as you know, the first one. Swatch? Me? Swatch? No, I know it all. I'm a big head and I know it all. So no, I didn't swatch. So what happened was the cardigan turned out too small. Yay, go me. Never learn, do I? Anyway, fortunately, I had another pack of the yarn, so I'm on number 2. Hi, Ethan. Oh dear. I never learn. Make what? I make what? I'm warming up the tea for somebody else again today. I am. Yeah, I just watched Sheila's video as well. Yes. She's always busy, that girl. Well, she's been in the garden today, hasn't she? So her weather must have been better than mine then. I don't do gardening. My back won't let me anyway. But even if my back would let me, I'm not very good at it, yeah. I'm on the big screen. Nathan's got a new telly. So I'm on a big screen, which is not very flattering for me, wrinkles and all, you know what I mean? Well, I think I can take my scarf off now. I think I've warmed up a bit. It's always the back of my neck that gets cold, yeah. You've unearthed another knitted sock whip. I don't do whips in general, as you know, because I know if anything goes in a bag, it's kind of out of sight and out of mind, yeah? Because they never get finished. Hi, Chris. I'm not very good, you know, like these people. I mean, I watched Denise from Dear Designs, and she's always got about 10 different projects on the go. And I know she gets most of them finished eventually, but that would drive me bonkers, honestly. I suppose we're all different, aren't we? We wouldn't do to be all the same, would we? Yeah. I don't do mine toe up. I do mine rib down. Not that I ever wear the flipping things. I think I've told you before. I didn't mind knitting socks, actually. I didn't mind doing them, but since I don't wear them, I was sort of like collecting them. Some people collect Star Wars things, and I collect blinking socks. I look great on the 65-inch screen. Oh, can I have that on a mug? Jan looks fantastic on a 65-inch screen. Yeah, Nathan's greedy. He wants a bigger screen. Hi, Linda. How are you? Did you enjoy your day trip the other day? She went to the seaside the other day, did Linda? I don't have to go to the seaside. It comes to me in spades. Yeah, we got drenched again. Well, I didn't, but my mate did. She got drenched on Thursday. Absolutely soaked. She was going down the seafront trying to hold her hoodie up, and the hoodie had fur around it, so that wasn't a good look because it was wet fur. So she was going down the seafront, holding on to her, steering with one hand, holding on to her hood with the other. And I was trying not to be, how can I put it? Not supercilious, what's the word? Superior in my scooter with the hood. It was a bargain. It would have to be a bargain if I was ordering a 65-inch, I tell you, Nathan. I've got a telly. It's not 65 inches. It's quite a big one for me. That's a big telly for me. You had a lovely day out. I hope it didn't rain. Yeah. I was talking to my other friend. She lives down in Nottingham. She said it's absolutely poured down all day. I don't know what mine is. I inherited mine from my son. This was his telly, but where he is upstairs in his lounge upstairs, he didn't have a big enough space to put it. So he had to swap it with me for my slightly smaller one, because they only had a space that was big enough for a smaller telly. So I gained this by default, yeah. Retractable carpenter style tape. That sounds very posh. Yeah. There's no answer to that one, Sean. It's that you need a bigger one. Oh dear. I don't know what this is. I don't measure it. I know it's big telly for me, yeah. It's throwing it down now, is it? It's actually stopped here. Yeah. It was, oh God, it was torrential. It was absolutely bouncing off the car roof. I was thinking of going to a tabletop sale. Not that I sew, but I was just going for the social event, and I think some of the knit club girls were going to go. And down in Cleveland's, but when I saw the weather, I thought, oh, no, forget it, Jan. Forget it. You're not going. I know my scooter's got a roof on, but I still get wet because it comes in the sides. If I roll the sides down, the wind blows me. And they're only made out of sort of perspex, So they act like a buffer. So they either push me towards the sea or they push me towards the seawall. And also, they steam up. I must be a bit of hot stuff inside my little, my little bubble. So they steam up. So whoever designed the scooter should have put like air conditioning or whatever you want to call it, a blower at the front. And it also needs a windscreen wiper if it's raining really hard, which it doesn't have. So if I was a designer of scooters, I would have designed one like that. And I would have designed one to fit on my friend's scooter, which was like a pram hood. That you could sort of put up if it was raining or put it back if it wasn't. I mean, I don't like having my hood up my perspex up all the time. It would be nice if I had, the option of having like a sports car, like a hood that comes up and over if it rains and then goes back if it's sunny. Yeah. You didn't have a drop. You measured your dinner plate. Why would you measure your dinner plates? Is that a funny question? Why would anybody measure dinner plates? Oh dear. Oh, G, go away. Go back to your own room. Go to your room. Go to your room. Auntie-Janet has spoken. Go to your room, G. Go to your room. Listen, it doesn't matter what size the plates are, dear. I can gain weight with anybody. Oh, dear. I've got my blood test on Monday. Oh, gosh, I'm not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to it because I know it'll be bad. Because I have been very naughty recently. He got suspended on Friday. Oh, dear, I won't ask you what he's done. They suspend kids for now these days, don't they? I don't know. I was goody two-shoes when I was at school. I was scared of my mum, to be honest with you, yeah. You're in a filthy mood. Well, just settle down. Settle down. We don't want you getting all up and bothered tonight. Yeah. We all have grumpy days. Hi, Sina. Yeah. We all have grumpy moods, grumpy days. My stomach is making so many noises, it's a wonder you can't hear them. I was very, very lucky. I sort of went through my menopause so quickly when I was 33. I didn't even notice it, yeah. Oh, my stomach is absolutely... Oh. So wonder you can't hear it rolling. It's going... You know, I suffer with IBS, so it likes to let me know every now and again. Well... He has got, how can we put it, some problems, nerdy Stitcher. So, you know, he does have, I don't want to say on here, but he has got issues that cause him to have problems, yeah. Yeah, so that's all we want to say. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. What did she do to make him lose it, though? Something must have happened, Sian. He's not like that. You've got to understand, Nerdy Stitcher. He has got issues, yeah. Yeah, Sian's just telling you what he's got. I didn't want to say it out loud, Sian. So if anything upsets him, he does have problems, yeah. But normally he's a sweet little child, and normally he's nice. Something must have upset him. Something must have rattled his bars. Yeah. It's just one of those things, isn't it? So if he's still in your room, go to your room, G. Go to your room. Hello, Jill. Hello. Roll on the summer holiday. They're not long away, are they now? Mind you, when I was at school many years ago, and I can still remember, school holidays seem to last forever. You know, we seem to be off all the time. And the weather always seemed to be nice. I don't know whether it's my memories, you know, playing tricks with me, or what, you know. Oh, don't go start raving mad, Merdy. Go and have a lie down. Have a glass of cold water. Put some ice in it. Yeah, my friend's little girl, big girl, she's had issues all through school, so she was absolutely over the moon that she's actually left. Unfortunately, she got bullied all the way through her secondary school. And the school didn't seem to have, you know, to deal with it, let's just say. So she's over the moon that she's actually leaving. Hiya, Jill. How are you doing? All right. Hopefully, I don't think I've got anything. Others will disagree. Yeah. Cooler in the UK. Not even warmed up in the UK. It's 14 degrees C here. 14 degrees. As for this global warming, I don't know where it is. And as for this heat wave, I don't know where it is either. It doesn't come here. It certainly doesn't come here. Yeah. I was talking to somebody who said he'd had hailstones the other day, really big hailstones. I think it was Sheila, actually, who said she'd had hailstones, yeah. But, oh, my stomach is just, wonder you can't hear it. It's plumbing rolling. I'm wearing my colours today, Jill. Wearing my bright colours. Oh, I look like, what was he called? Rod Stewart. We are sailing. We are sailing. Oh, and I've not had anything to drink. It's all right. I'm not drunk. I know Nathan doesn't seem old enough, does it? To have all them kids, yeah. Oh, we don't mind a rant every now and again, Chris. We all have a little rant. Yeah. I have a rant every now and again. You've probably noticed, yeah. It's usually to do with Etsy or something like that. Or my pension, you know. I'm a bit like Sheila with that, yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's going to secondary school. Oh, that should be fun. That should be fun. I was very lucky, really. I always liked school. Probably because I'm of an age group where we didn't get the bullying. And I went to an all-girls school anyway. Well, after the first 2 years. Yeah. You want to be careful, Nerdy. They might put you in there. Pacific Northwest was Rick, yeah. Who was Ben then? Who was Ben? He was Northwest Fun Fairs, wasn't he, Ben? Yeah. Yeah, Rick said I'd banned him. I never banned him. I don't know why he couldn't get on my channel. I mean, he was a little bit annoying at times, but I didn't ban him. I did tell him off a couple of times, but I certainly didn't ban him, yeah. Yeah. No, I was thinking of Ben. He was fairground, wasn't he? Something to do with fairgrounds. Pacific Northwest, I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared and said I'd banned him. Oh, you banned him, did you? I didn't ban him. I've just got to say, I got blamed for it. He wasn't me. So never mind. I'm sure he's got over it by now. I've banned a few people in my time, but usually because they were complete and utter. What's the word we call them? Trolls. Yeah, trolls. I'm a troll for the road. Yeah, we usually ban the trolls, don't we? Or we get Chris or Nathan to do that, yeah. Oh, Trev banned somebody, yeah. I can remember Trev doing that, yeah. I did have a text from him the other day, actually, but he couldn't talk to me because he was going through a lock. A lock is something on a canal that raises one level to the other if you're not familiar with canals, yeah. A ponk. Yeah. Oh, you've only got to say free anything and you get them. I did, the last time I did a giveaway, I got like loads and loads of subscribers. Didn't know any of them. And in fact, the people who won, who were all in America, I didn't know any of them. So that put me right off because it cost me £90 in postage to send the blooming things. So I thought, no, sorry, but. And then I wouldn't mind, but all these fake subscribers unsubscribed from me the minute I stopped doing my giveaway. You know. I don't like fake people who just join in something if it says giveaway. And they all jump on the bandwagon. They don't need it, they don't want it, and yet they go because it's just a giveaway, don't they? I mean, I've got friends who say, whatever you do, don't put giveaway or anything free in the title of your, your video, because then you get all these people who just subscribe just for that, and then they unsubscribe. So they're not really your fans, your people, your whatever. I'd rather not have them if they're what I call fair weather, if you understand what I mean. Fair weather subscribers. They only join for the free. Yeah. What have I got to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I did 25 up to the armholes. I did one, as you know, but it came out too small. So I'm selling it just for the price of the wool. But I've had no takers because there's nobody small enough. Oh, God, yeah, we've all had fair weather friends. I've always been a giver. All of my life I've been a giver. I've never had loads of money, but I've always been a giver. If anybody needed anything, anybody wanted anything, I've bailed people out with food, etc. when they've had nothing. And do they appreciate you? No, they don't, do they? So I've turned into a bit of a Grinch now these days, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. I've got another 3 rows to do. Yeah. No, I can't, Dottie. It's just too small. Even if I put a bigger band on it, it'd only be about a 34. So that's still small. So I'm doing another one now. I'm hoping this one's going to be bigger. Yeah, I worked out the wool cost me £2.45 a ball, and I took 10. So that was £24.50. And I paid more for the buttons as well. There's 6 buttons on there. So, so I'm not asking anything for doing it. I was just asking for the money back for making it. I probably won't get it. It'll probably join the others in the shed. I never have any takers for anything I make. Oh dear, I do admire people who just say, I'm making this and it's going on me eBay or something and it's gone. And I'm like, heh, heh, heh. I used to have a big bust, but I lost a load of weight, but I'm putting it back on again slightly, yeah. Oh yeah, we all know those, yeah. You bought a top from me, yes, thank you very much, Sean, yeah. One of the few who did. Yeah. I give lots of things to my friends, I really do. It's but very seldom do I get. I did get a lovely, lovely parcel from Jill at one time. Thank you very much, Jill. I very much appreciated it. I'm not one that asks for things, though. We get the creeps, don't we, on YouTube that beg, beg, beg. If anybody does send me anything, I'm very, very grateful, and it's always a surprise because I don't actually ask for anything. We all know the ones who, oh dear, I can't pay the rent. Oh dear, I can't afford this. Doesn't wash with me anymore. I used to fall for it years back. I used to fall for it and think, oh, poor soul. Now I think, no, you're just begging here. Oh, the Doris Chant crochet tops. I haven't done any of Doris's for a long time. I probably have to sit and think. She does her, if you know Doris Chan patterns, sadly she no longer designs. I mean, she's probably my age now. She's probably given it all up. But she designs her things in a certain way, and you've got to be in the sort of swing of how she designs them. And I haven't done one for such a long time. I'd have to sit and think, you know. Yeah, I used to have a big bust, but they've disappeared. The one place where I lost my weight from. Yeah, I used to have that when people talk to your chest, you know, and you feel like saying, "Excuse me, my face is up here." You know, if you wore anything a bit clingy or a bit low, and you get the creepy men, don't you? When I used to go out, I mean, I don't go out now, but when I used to go out and they're talking to your bosom, you know, like, "Hello, how are you?" Yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah, the white short-waisted one is my actually the only one that anybody asked me about is the pink one, which was mine that I made to go with a specific dress. Well, if it's ever summer and it's ever nice enough for me to wear this flipping dress. And she said I mean, I put other things for sale. She said, it's always the ones that I don't have for sale that people ask me about. How much is that one, or what size is that one? I should say, with everything, they're mine. And then people would ask me. But when I say they're for sale, nobody asks me. Yeah. You've got larger ribs at the back and shorter ones at the front. Oh dear. Yeah, our busts are important, but they're not that important that we want great gazunkas, yeah. Now I used to get the orders. People said to me, why don't you do custom orders? I always got the ladies in America, which, you know, as you know, postage is horrendous. And they were always about 60 something bust. And they'd say, can I have it in merino or can I have it in cotton? And I'm like, yeah, but you know, do you know the price of merino? Do you know the price of cotton? And also, do you know how long it will take me to make anything that big and how much it would cost you? And they're like, oh, you know, excuse me, hello. They see something that I've made in acrylic for a 34-inch bust and they want it for the same price. But they want it 62 bust and they want it in merino, but they don't want to pay anymore. Mm. So that's why I don't do custom orders anymore. I didn't get the ladies who wanted a one-off, beautiful, executed thing, and they were a reasonable size, you know. I mean, poor Sheila, she's knitted a 50-something inch, was it? I couldn't. No, I'm not that much of a knitter these days because it hurts my shoulder. Yeah. Oh, they're much shorter than you, Nerdy. They just about bosom level, you know. That's when they're talking to your bust if they're smaller than you. Oh, you're 5'9". I'm only little. You got a yarn bowl for free. Oh my goodness. I never get anything for free except a cold. Yeah, thumbs up, people. I've only got 16 thumbs up and there's 34 people in. So I do hope you've all done your thumbs up. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Julian. Everybody thumbs up, please. Pretty please. It's bamboo, yeah. I never really use a yarn bowl. I did used to use a glass bowl at one time, but I always crochet from the inside of my ball. So they don't tend to roll around the floor. Yeah, when I was I did get people send me some yarn from America, and you know it comes in them great, hunking, great balls, yeah. Um, so I did used to use a tall container to stick that in, yeah. I used to have a big butt, but it wasn't the same as Kim Kardashian, no. Oh, there's a new thing now. Not only do you get the Ozempic face, which is like, they're getting the Ozempic butt now. In other words, the butt's dropping down. Oh, I just love it because I can't get my injections. So I just love it when these people are taking it for weight loss. I've got all these problems. I'm like, yeah, good. Yeah. Oleo. I went mad when I had a husband and he used my dressmaking scissors to cut the wallpaper. He didn't understand what he'd done wrong. I'm like, no. I mean, I'd paid a lot of money back then, and we didn't have a lot of money. And I'd paid a lot of money for these dressmaking scissors because I used to sew back in the day. And he'd use them for the wallpaper. I went mad. Oh, goodness me, 54 inches knitting. Yeah, she is. Oh, I couldn't knit anything that big. I thought I was big when I was bigger, you know. I didn't like knitting for myself when I was bigger. I didn't mind crocheting because crochet grows a lot faster, doesn't it? But, oh gosh, no, you never touch. I had a dressmaker auntie. She was a tailoress, actually. I had to give her a proper title. She was a tailoress. She wasn't a dressmaker, she was a tailoress. That's how she used to describe herself. So I knew full well never to touch any of her stuff. No, she was very precious. She used to let me use the sewing machine, which I think I said on my last video, which was very brave of her considering I was about 5 or 6. But she did teach me actually how to use a proper, it was a treadle. She taught me how to use a sewing machine. You know, I mean, mums today are just too precious, aren't they? Oh, don't touch this, don't they? They don't teach the children the dangers of things. They don't let them touch scissors. They don't let them touch a knife. And to me, you've got to prepare a child for the, for the modern sort of life. You can't shield them from everything. So the best thing you can do is teach them how to use something properly. Oh, I practically gave my treadle machine away. It was my aunt's and it broke my heart because downsizing and coming here, I couldn't bring a lot of my things with me. And I had to get rid of my treadle sewing machine, and it was about 70, 80 years old. Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a beautiful, beautiful pair of pinking shears that I don't know what happened to them. Oh, I've never asked for anything. I never do. I did once ask for some buttons. I wanted like the old-fashioned glass, the beautiful buttons. And I thought some old dear might have some in a collection, but no. I just got a bucket load of old horrible buttons sent to me. I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted like very, very unusual buttons, people who have one left over, or they have, their mum might have them in a stash. Yeah. Oh, Ozempic didn't make me lose any weight whatsoever. It did control my blood sugar to a certain extent. And since I've not been on it, I have put weight on. But I didn't actually lose my 4 stone with the injections. I'd lost my 4 stone long before I ever was given the injections. But yeah, this was a Singer. It was a really beautiful sewing machine. It wasn't just a normal standard Singer, it was a Rolls Royce. And of course, I had to get rid of it, which I got rid of a lot of my stuff before I came here, which I wish you could go back. I wish you could go back in time and keep things. I wish I still had my mannequin and things like that. Yeah, I love unusual buttons, you know, like the old-fashioned glass ones and the really vintage buttons. If you look on eBay, they're asking £5 for one button, you know, and I'm like, oh gosh. Yeah, my machine now, it's an old, oh God, what was I going to say? What it was called? Benina. It's my mum's. It's an old one. That's. I don't really sew anymore. I just turn hems up and repair things that have got a rip in them. Well, I do when I get round to it, yeah. But I don't. I don't have my treadle anymore. Sadly, I used to like that treadle as well, and it was brilliant for sewing things that were quite hefty. It didn't balk anything that was a bit thicker. Whereas these new modern machines, you give it anything a bit thicker than thin, flimsy material, and they're like, "Oh no, go away! Don't like you." You know, when you try to sew a zip in a pair of jeans with about 2 or 3 thicknesses, my old treadle would just go through it, no problem. My electric machine, no, doesn't like it. Go away, go away. Yeah, these new machines are all plastic rubbish, aren't they? It's like Hoovers, isn't it? Vacuum cleaners. They're all plastic these days, and when they break down, they just go. You can't do anything with them. Whereas you had the old-fashioned metal Hoover, and you could have it repaired, you know. Well, this is my mum's. My mum's been dead for, must be 30 years. My mum's been dead. So, and I still got her Benina, and she didn't sew with it for a long time before that. She was watching a TV programme about sewing with Anne Ladbury. Anybody in the UK that's of a certain age might remember Anne Ladbury. And my mum was convinced that she would be a great sewer if she had this sewing machine like Anne Ladbury had. So my dad went out and bought her one. And it cost an arm and a leg. I don't know how much it cost, but it did cost an arm and a leg back then. So I still got it, yeah. Yeah, tatting. I did try tatting once upon a time, but it was too time consuming for me, too slow. You work all day, don't you? And you get about an inch of something very, very pretty. I think tatting belongs in the days where Victorian ladies used to sit in the parlour, didn't they? And they either learned fine crochet, or they learned to play the piano or to sing, or they learned how to tat or do tapestry. But I think most modern people today don't have the patience or the time for tatting. It's very, very time consuming, Linda. It's like miniaturized crochet. Yeah. Yeah, well, my aunt would have been in her hundreds now if I'd still had the machine. But I had to get rid of it when I moved here, yeah. Well, a lot of crafts people don't have the time for now, have they? Yeah, tatting is beautiful. It's lovely, really, it is. But I just don't have the patience for it. It's like I don't have the patience for doilies and tiny, tiny hooks and tiny, tiny thread. I did buy a ball one time and try, you know, with these small hooks to make a doily, but I couldn't get my attention. I think it's my grip. It doesn't matter how small I go with the thread and how small I go with the hook. I still have a loose tension, you know. You have the patience, but not the eyesight. I've kind of got the eyesight, but not really for fine work. No, I think I've got no patience. I'll hold my hand up. I like instant gratification. I think this is why I like crochet. Oh God, yeah, I loaned all my little, you know, the Peyton's gorgeous baby patterns knitted. I lent them to a lady, friend, so-called friend, and she denied all knowledge of them. She said I never gave them to her. Yeah. You could perhaps use it for embroidery or something like that if you embroider nerdy stitcher, but I don't do that anymore. My aunt taught me to embroider and I used to do it. No patience again. Here we go again, no patience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. Uh-huh. Supposed to do another 2 rows. I'm just hoping I've got 2 rows, 2 balls left to do the tops of the fronts, and I can't remember how many I took to do the 2 fronts. Yeah, I can always undo it, I suppose, yeah. Oh, the micro crochet is very pretty, but have you ever tried doing it, Nathan? You need the eyesight of a blinking eagle, or is it an owl? Or some bird that's got really good eyesight that can spot a fly on the ground, while it's flying in the air, yeah. You need that kind of eyesight for micro. I'm going to put the light on if you wonder where I'm going, yeah. Give you a quick flash of my jacket, woohoo, while I'm going. Yes, I'll draw the curtains and put the light on. Yeah, it's gone too big for me now. I put elastic round the cuffs, but they're still too baggy. I think the elastic's not working. It's worked on one and not on the other. Never mind. Oh. Here we go, loopy-loo. Here we go, loopy-lie. Here we go, loopy-loo, all on a Saturday night. Diddly-doo-doo-doo, diddly-doo-doo-doo. Light, and let there be light, and there was. There was. I've never been into cross stitch. Oh, thank you, Sean. It's too big. I put elastic in, but I obviously didn't do it tight enough or it's popped. I think it's popped. It's popped. I did put elastic in it, but obviously I need stronger elastic. No, I've never been into cross stitch. That's one thing I've never wanted to do. I've never had the eyesight. And as for that 5D, whatever it is, that sticky stuff. Oh God, no. Can't be coping with that. I think Trevor had a go at that one time, didn't he? Diamond painting or something. Yes, I put Beta K's big light on, I did, yeah. Freedom units, yeah. Nothing's for free these days. Oh, my elastic's popped in my sleeve and now it's going to drift down. I've never been into cross stitch. I did buy a Christmas card one time that had a lovely little robin sitting on a branch, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do that. I never did. A friend actually finished up doing it for me, and she gave it back to me as a Christmas card. And I don't know what happened to it. I did keep it for absolutely ages. But like everything else, lost in the midst of time. Freedom units, huh? Is there anything free? We've got the Muppets now, doing the election things at the moment. We might as well vote for the Muppets, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I couldn't be doing with them little tweezers. I'd spill them. They'd be all over the floor. I know they would. They'd be stuck to the dog. And no, Boris hasn't. Well, he's gone. Yeah, Boris is gone, but we've got no choice with the others. They're all as bad as each other. Oh, gosh. Well, everybody else did as well, so Yeah. I mean, the one we've got seems to think we're all wealthy. And the one that wants to be a wannabe, he's worse. So who the heck do you vote for? I'm sorry, but the Monster party's died, you know. Oh, you're sewing your squares together. Oh, gosh. It's not the sewing the squares together that gets me. It's the sewing the tails and the ends in. And I know you're supposed to crochet over the ends, but I never do. Yeah. Yeah, Rishi, I'm not having Sky Telly. We didn't even have a telly when I was young, let alone blooming Sky Telly. You know, for goodness sake, go out and play, you know. I made a couple of dream catchers. I've not got the actual. The girl at the Philippines, you know, Rose from the Philippines, she made some lovely dream catchers. She made some huge ones as well. They looked as though they were on, what do you call them? You know, those hula hoops, that's the one, hula hoops. She made massive ones for some kind of show thing that they were doing. She makes a lot of things and kind of gives them away. You know, she's, yeah. We didn't even have a telly until the coronation. And then it was a 9-inch screen, you know, black and white. You couldn't see it. And back in my day, I mean, the telly went off about 10 o'clock or something. And it went off at tea time so the kids could go to bed. You had the children's programmes and then it went off. And it didn't come back on again until about 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night. And then we had the prayers, didn't you? And then it went off. You had to look at the little dot thing. Shh. They always had a religious reading and then they played God Save the Queen and then it went off, yeah. You know. And then he's hard done by because he didn't have Sky Telly, poor soul. Oh, I'm going to have to do something. This sleeve is driving me mad. Going to have to fold it up now. It looks awful when I fold it up, but that's the trouble with having short arms. And I think I made it one square less than I should have done because I've got such short arms. And now I'm hungry, I want my crisps. M&S hand cooked, lightly sea salted crisps. I'd rather have Walkers. I mean, look at that. That's the bag of crisps. I haven't had any out of it yet. That's how many's in it. It's a bag of air in it. The rest of it, nothing in the rest of it. 30 grams. I bet it's not 30 grams if I put it on the scale. You're desperate to finish your pink monstrosity. Oh, people used to stand up for the Queen. Yeah, they used to play it at the cinema at the end of the film. And you used to have to stand up for the Queen, yeah. I've just never been into cross stitch, and I certainly weren't in them diamond paintings. You know, if somebody gave me one, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Put it on the wall, you know. I don't even know what the lady of the flag is. Which lady, which flag? Somebody was going to make me a tiny little picture. I wanted one for my dolly's house. I think it was Lizzie. She's in Greece at the moment though, Lizzie. Oh, blimey. You like diamond painted? Oh, do go, Jill. I'd never see them little titchy things, little sticky things, whatever they are. I'd have them all over the floor. I only wanted something for my doll's house. You know, a little picture for when I do my doll's house, when I finally get around to painting it and decorating it. I just wanted a little picture, you know. It would only be about that big. Lizzie was going to make me one, but she's in America. I mean, she's in Greece at the minute, but she's normally in America. I just wanted it to look like a little picture for the wall in my doll's house, you know, in the lounge. Oh, thank you, Dotty Dolly. I don't want a big one. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece like the Mona Lisa or anything, you know. A picture of what? Anything. It can be a little scene, it can be anything. Just to put a picture on the wall of my doll's house, yeah. She might come in. She comes in sometimes. She did come in last week, but she didn't come in under a normal name because she was on her phone. She's in Greece at the minute. It's very, very hot in Greece, I believe. She can't go on the beach, it's too hot. She does a lot of embroidery, does she, Lizzie? I don't like it's cross-stitch so much, whether it's embroidery. She does a lot of samplers and things, doesn't she? But something that's never really appealed to me. It's very hot. She's saying it's 90 degrees or something. A picture of Where's Wally. Gosh, I remember those. Well, you had to spend ages looking for Wally. I used to embroider when I was a child, yeah. Oh, that'd be fun for you, Jill. Were they all well behaved? I did they cause bedlam? Yeah, instead of Sky, that's what we did. My grandma didn't have a television at all. Never had a television. And my aunties didn't. And when I used to go around there, my mum used to work a lot of evening shifts before we got the wool shop. She used to do a lot of evening shifts and she would work 6 till 10. So my dad sometimes didn't come home from work until 7. So I obviously used to go to Grandma's, which was about 6 houses up the flags. We call them up the paving flags, up the flags. So I used to have to go to Grandma's for an hour. And all of my aunts, well, 2 of my aunts weren't married, had never been married, and the other aunt was a widow. And they used to sit and knit, crochet, embroider, whatever. So Grandma didn't. I don't remember Grandma doing anything. But, you know, when I went there, of course, I got involved. This is how come I got involved in the things, yeah. My mum taught me to knit quite early on. Oh, they surprised you. The only time I had a surprise was when, if you remember Claire from Australia, she came and visited me with Zoe, 24 karat crochet. I didn't have a clue they were coming. I mean, you wouldn't think anybody from Australia would turn up on your doorstep, would you? No, I've not had cable since I moved here. I didn't bother, you know, all the expense of it all. I bought one of those little Freeview things or Prime things or something. Oh, you were live with. You were live going, oh my God. But when Claire came, I mean, honestly, Bob Wilson 123 she used to be called. She's called Claire. Claire Crafts now, I think she's called now. I only miss Sky for the documentaries and things like that. You know, they used to have a geography channel, didn't they, and other channels. That's the only channels I miss. I never had movies. I never had Disney or anything like that. I don't have Netflix. $104. I don't have anything I have to pay for. I've got Prime, but that's only because I don't have Prime Music or anything. I just have Prime because I get it so I don't have to pay for my Amazon parcels to come. I'm a cheapskate, don't like paying for postage. So I reckon it's cheaper paying so much a month for Amazon Prime than it is to pay for postage on everything you order. Mm. Animal. I don't remember that. No, I used to watch the History Channel, Geographic Channel, all things that I can't get anymore. Oh, teletext, yeah. That was great. I used to book your holidays on teletext, didn't you? I don't think we've ever had a temperature of 104 in the UK, ever. If you get anything above 80, everybody's going, oh, it's too hot, passing out here. As I say, it's 14 degrees here at the moment. Oh, we have we, Shad? I don't remember having anything above 80. We certainly haven't had it for a long time, have we? I can remember you saying on Facebook, Shad, how hot it was, and I'm sat here in the rain thinking, what's she talking about? It's like I watch, what's she called? Crochet Rocks, and she's always saying how hot it is, and I'm like, she's always going, oh, I'm too hot, I've got to put my air conditioning on, and I'm like, really? We've never needed air conditioning since I moved in this house. I've never even needed my fan. Never put my fan on since I moved in here. Oh, my coffee's gone cold. You had an argument with a taxi driver. Oh, we never had Betamax, no. an 8-track. I can't remember what we had. We had a tape recorder, but I can't think. It wasn't Betamax, it was the other one. Oh, everybody used to have cassettes, didn't they? Press play and record at the same time when you were recording the top 20. Top 20 charts. Did you ever do that as a teenager? Blockbusters. Yeah, we used to have a Blockbusters in Presswich, yeah. And I used to record the top 20, I think it was, you know, and you're there trying to not get the DJ when he was talking, you're trying to press play and record so you could get the latest for the top 20, you know. Yeah, it was funny. That was the only way you could do it back in the day because you didn't have the money to get records with. You see how old I am, records, yeah? They didn't call it vinyl then, they called it records. Yeah, you had to stop at the adverts and stop when the DJ started talking, yeah. 19th of July 2022. Well, it wouldn't be round here, I tell you. It wouldn't be up north, Shan, that's for sure. Anything above 80 is a miracle. I've got some crisps stuck in my tooth. Very elegant, isn't it, Reiki? Don't you hate it when you go to a cafe or a restaurant and you get something stuck in your tooth? And it ruins your night, don't it? Because you should provide toothpicks like they used to. They used to have little toothpicks in a little thing in the middle of your table in restaurants. They don't anymore. And they were shaped like a little quill, you know, from a bird, yeah. It's funny how music can bring back memories. I don't know whether it does with you. It takes you right back to where you were on an actual day and an actual time and who you were with. When you hear certain bits of music and you think, I remember that. All the music goes over your head, doesn't it? You don't even remember it at all. But some music, it just evokes some lovely memories and you think, oh God, I remember dancing to that or being to that. I've only got 28 thumbs up and there's 43 people in my room. Come on, girls and boys. Be friendly. Stick your thumb in the air. Just saying. Just only saying. Yeah, music does that. I like watching the telly for that. There's one channel that comes on the telly that plays old. And I like watching, what's it called? Not Together TV, where they do all the old films, black and white films. And they every Sunday at 5:00 they do and they have old films and old things. Yeah, by Eki Thumb, get them thumbs in there. Yeah. Get your thumbs in the air, please. 2 people have done it. There's still 12 people who haven't waved their thumbs in the air. I always do that. I always put thumbs in the air. Unless I really, really hate the video, then I don't. The only trouble is when you're watching on the telly, you can't. Yeah. Most people in the UK don't have AC because they don't need it. I mean, I told you I watched Crochet Rocks and she's going, oh, I've had to put my air conditioning on. And I'm thinking, where do you live? The Isle of Sheppey? Are you having a hot flush? You married your first husband. Going out with him a couple of months. Gosh, you mad exotic fool. Air conditioning. Yeah, they only have that in shops, don't they? When it gets a bit hot. I've never, ever been anywhere that I've needed it. Unless it's been in a hotel when I've been abroad, yeah. I've got lipstick. I call it Candair. I hate it when you go in these big, what do you call them? Shopping malls, they call them. I don't know what it's called, a mall. Shopping mall. We call them a shopping precinct. And they have this Candair, and it always makes me feel ill. It's like recycled air, isn't it? I'm like that on a plane, actually. I hate the planes. It's what you call recycled air. It isn't as bad now. They've stopped people smoking on a plane, yeah. But, yeah, air conditioning really maybe in big offices that are made of glass that tend to be like ovens in the summer. I've got a good memory. I've never worked in an office that got too hot. Oh, you met your ex-husband online. Well, yeah, I don't like cold air blowing on me. Oh. Yeah, I knew my ex-husband for 2 years or more. But back in the day when I got married, you didn't know your husband before you got married. You saw them maybe once or twice a week because they didn't live right round the corner. So when I got married, I married a complete stranger. You know, I thought, who the heck's this I've married, you know? He just was a stranger. I didn't know anything about him or anything, any of his ways, any of his habits. I didn't know any of them. And I married him. I'm like, who the heck's this? Who have I married? Why? I mean, nowadays people either live with their partners, don't they? Or they see their partners every other day, or they work with their partners and they get to know all the bad bits before they marry them. You know, I didn't. That's all I can say in my defense. I knew nothing. I know nothing. Oh, I've got my sweeties. Where's my sweeties? Where have they gone? Oh, they're over there. Excuse me a moment. Oh, oh, the old knees. Oh, my goodness me. Anybody got any spare knees that they don't need? Oh, because I need some new knees, a new hip and a new back, yeah. You met on a blind date? I think I was blind when I went on my date, yeah. Oh, dear. Yours are fudges. You've got fudges. I've got walnut whips or mini walnut whips. Actually, there's no walnut in them anymore. They're just mini whips. I was married to mine for 23 years. Don't know how come I stuck it that long. Should have not bothered. Your knees are fudged, mine's. I was talking to an old school friend, not seen her heard of her for years. Wonders of Facebook. I found her daughter on Facebook. So I actually had a conversation with her on the phone. And she was saying her husband had had her ex-husband had had 3 new knees and none of them had worked, yeah. You're divorced, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be still here being happy. I wouldn't be on here for sure, yeah. I've got osteoarthritis and spondylitis. In other words, my spine is turning to dust, yeah. Oh, that went down the wrong hole. Serves me right for eating chocolate, doesn't it? Oh, dear me. I've had arthritis in my spine for donkey's years, yeah. It was actually diagnosed when I was more or less just after a teenager. But I've got spondylitis, is it? One of them spondylosis, one of them spondylitis. One only boys get, so it's not that one. And my neck now is crumbling. Ugh. It's a lovely subject. It's getting all fun, isn't it? Fun, yeah. They don't tell you how much fun it's going to be when you get old, do they? Yeah, mine's disintegrating. I need to make an appointment. I need some more pain meds. I don't like taking meds, but yeah, rigor mortis. But yeah, when he's still alive, yeah. Yeah, mine stems from the fact I had a hysterectomy when I was 33, and they didn't tell me back in the day that I needed to up my calcium levels. Otherwise, it could cause bone density problems. They didn't tell me any of this. They just said, bye-bye, ta-ra, everything's healed up, fine, go away. And it was only when I was in my 50s and it really, everything started falling to bits, that they said, oh, well, you should have been taking calcium. You should have been doing this, that, and the other, but they didn't tell you. Yeah. Yeah, well, my knee started off with a stupid accident, actually. Believe it or not, I was very athletic when I was a teen, early teen. And I had a stupid accident. There was ice on a slope, and we made a slide, if you know what a slide is. We were sliding down the ice, and it was going slippier and slippier. And we were falling over and having a huge laugh. And I fell over at the bottom, and everybody thought it was great fun, and they all fell on top of me. But my knee had bent underneath me, and it just swelled completely up. And they said I'd have been better if I'd have broken it, but I didn't, yeah. And they didn't do operations then for, like what they call it, it was only athletes who had operations on their knees back in the day. And so that's how my knee started off. And I've been great friends with osteopaths and physiotherapists over the years, yeah. But I don't want any more ops. I need a new knee, I need a new hip, but I'm not going, yeah. I thought with losing weight, my legs would improve, but they didn't. Well, if you're tall and your husband's tall, she's bound to be tall, isn't she? It's like my friend, her children were really, really tiny. And she went to the specialist and she said, why are my kids so tiny? Why are they not growing? And he said to her, you're really small. You're not even 5 foot. Your husband's just about 5 foot. He said, you don't get rats from mice. He said, your kids are not going to be tall. He said, there's nothing wrong with them. They're healthy. He said, they're just going to be small. She wanted them to be like, as tall as the kids in her class, but their parents were probably taller people. My family were all small. And yet my son's just short of 6 foot. So I don't know where he got his size from. My dad was only about 5'3", 5'4", something like that. My mum was about 5 foot. I used to be 5'4", but now I'm about 5'2". I've shrunk with the spine. So my brother wasn't tall. My brother was about 5'6", I think, my brother, yeah. Oh, that sounds really vile, Sean. I don't think I want to Google it, yeah. Now, one of my cousins has got that disease, you know, where your joints go the wrong way. They used to call it double jointed, but now it's got a different name, hasn't it? Where your ligaments don't hold you. You know, her knees can go the opposite direction. They can bend both ways, and her elbow could bend both ways. She used to think it was hilarious when she was younger to bend her thumb back and make us all go, "Ah." Yeah, hypermobility, that's it. Hi, Jane. You're 5'1", your husband's 6 foot, yeah. Yeah, Ehlers-Danlos, is it called, or something? Syndrome, isn't it? Yeah, she's got that. Thankfully, nobody else in our family's got it, only her. Mm. I've got the opposite. My joints don't move in the right direction, let alone the wrong one. Yeah, she was freakily weird. She couldn't do handstands when she was a kid. We thought it was hilarious because she couldn't do them because her elbows would bend both ways. So every time she tried to do a handstand, she used to fall on her head. We all thought it was hilarious when we was kids. He went to. I've got a friend who, when her son was born, they said his head was too big for his body. I mean, he's grown into it now. There's nothing wrong with him. No, I don't have anything like that, Joe. My elbow's just about moving the right direction. But it's old age and poverty. That's what's affecting me these days. Not sure which is worse, the old age or the poverty. But still, I survive. You got home deliveries now, have you? Oh, good. Well, yeah. You've got more than most. I think you went round twice when they were handing out ailments, didn't you, Shan? They once tested me for MS, you know. Fortunately, obviously, I didn't have it. So I was so uncoordinated at one time. I kept falling and everything. Anyway, they discovered it's neuropathy that I've got. That's why I keep falling over. But they did test me for that. Yeah. Oh, God, I've got people clumping about upstairs. It's not that late, is it? No, it's only 10:20. They walk about in their slippers upstairs, but it always sounds like hobnail boots. I don't know why. And they definitely don't walk about in boots, which it sounds like they do. But you were tested for everything. They wanted to make sure you weren't having more than your fair share, Shall. They said, what does this girl want to go for? The record? No, I'd like to get some physiotherapy, but the NHS is dying. You don't get things for free. You go to the physiotherapist here on the NHS and they give you a piece of paper with a list of exercises to do at home. Gone are the days they give you heat treatment or massage. Oh, gone. You have to go private for things like that. I've got to get my HB1C on Monday and it's going to be awful. They're going to try to put me on insulin. I know they are, and I'm not going on it. They can go and get stood on. As my friend used to say, sit, swivel and breakdowns. Yeah. Overactive thyroid? No. Underactive more like. That's probably No, I've not got an overactive one. No, they don't do hands-on therapy anymore. I don't know why they have a physio department in the hospitals anymore, because they don't do anything. Yeah, they don't do anything. You know, gone are the days where they used to give you massage and stuff like that. Phew, and heat treatment. And, you know, that sort of like not a TENS machine, but, you know, ultrasound. We'd have to pay here. There's no such thing. Well, if you're lucky. I mean, even if you go private insurance like Bupa, things like that, they won't treat you for any existing ailment. But when you get to my age, you've got every existing ailment. I had ultrasound on my hip actually, and it did work. It did work on my hip for a long time. It worked. It was great. But like I say, everything is pay, pay, pay these days. They say money can't buy you happiness. Money can't buy you this, but it can buy you good health care. You know, if you had money, you wouldn't suffer the same as we have to do. You know, if you could just summon an osteopath, or somebody could come and massage you every other day or something. Hydrotherapy and things like that. You know, if you had the money, it'd be good, wouldn't it? You had a decent dentist, that's for sure. Money can buy you wool, yeah. Money can buy a lot of wool, don't it? Yeah. You know, to not have to think, can I afford to go to the dentist, or can I afford new glasses? You know, it's just awful, isn't it, these days? You have to be, you know, really financially sound to afford all these things, yeah? And it's not the way it should be, is it? Unchewed, yeah, there it is. Look, it's chewed. Can you see it? Chewed. Thanks to Rosie, she chewed it. She has a thing about wood. She chews, you know, the kindling for the fire. She chews anything like that, sticks, anything. She must have got hold of my crochet hook. We found it on the floor. She chewed all the end of it. Uh, Never mind. No, the government doesn't invest in things that caring and sharing. And don't get me started on the potholes, yeah. There's potholes you could lose your life in, you know. They're that deep. You could practically lose a scooter wheel in our potholes round here. I don't know whether anybody else's is the same. Whatever they use the road tax for, it's certainly not on the roads. Oh, I don't like that Christmas in July. It's stupid, isn't it? What's the point of that? Unless you're such a slow crocheter, you have to start your Christmas things early. I don't understand that Christmas in July stuff. I won't join anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I should actually do another row, but I think I'm worrying about whether I've got enough. And I haven't got my pattern, because that's over there now, isn't it? Oh, yeah, we have. Well, we're still waiting for summer. Yeah, it's the longest day, isn't it? June the 21st. You know, I don't understand what's that Christmas in July all about. What is it? Why? Why would you have Christmas in July? It's bad enough having Christmas at Christmas. especially if you've not got much money, you know. Christmas is a nightmare to a lot of people who don't have a lot of money, thinking of all the presents they've got to. It is all about making money. Everything's about making money. It's like all this Halloween nonsense, isn't it? You know, that's never was a thing. Halloween, everybody getting pumpkins out and spiders and fake blinking, what do you call them? Skeletons and stuff. Load of rubbish, yeah. Kids coming at the door begging, trick or treating, or whatever it is. You love Halloween. Oh, God, we never did it as a kid. It's not an English thing, is it? If you're a UK person, did you ever do Halloween when you was a kid? No. Was Halloween everything? No. I don't know why we have to adapt everything or adopt everything that comes from America. Why? We're British. You celebrate Halloween, do you? Why? Yeah, it was only about Guy Fawkes night, yeah, bonfire night. Halloween was All Hallows Eve. It was the kind of thing that they used to scare you. They used to say, don't go near the churchyard because the ghosts and people will rise All Hallows Eve. It was nothing to do with pumpkins and rubbish and stuff and all that jazz. Oh, the other things are religious. Yeah, I forgot you don't do religious things. All Hallows Eve was kind of religious in a way. Christmas in July is the most stupid thing I have ever heard. And that's just my opinion. I'm looking for my pattern if you wonder where I'm going. I want to know how many I've got to divide for the front. What do they knit? Father Christmas is in July or something. What do they do? No, Halloween is actually, All Hallows Eve is actually a religious ceremony, Nathan. I hate to tell you that, but it is. Right, left front. I've got to have, I think it's 9 patterns. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ephraim is, he celebrates all kind of weird things, doesn't he, Ephraim? But he's from Puerto Rico, where they do this year of the Day of the Dead or something. But Zee does that, doesn't she? She's into all this sugar skulls and stuff like that. Yeah, I never quite got what Ephraim believes in. I'm just, it just all goes over my head, yeah. You like having holidays to celebrate. I do, but I don't see the point of Halloween. I just don't, yeah. Yeah, it's the Day of the Dead, isn't it? They do celebrate. Puerto Ricans do it more than anybody else. I think Zee's Spanish, isn't she, or something of descent. I know she loves all these skulls and stuff. I sent her a parcel once with all. I'd got her a notebook and everything that had all these skulls on and sugar skulls and everything. Unfortunately, I sent her a load of English chocolate, and the parcel man left it on the doorstep, and it was so hot over there. All the chocolate melted. She did put it in the freezer, but I'd sent her some little Freddos, and they're like little frogs and that, and they'd all melted. Oh gosh, I remember going down to St Ives, and they have a very sort of crafty, artsy community down there, or they did have back in the day. And everywhere you went, it smelt of patchouli oil. And if I smell patchouli now, it takes me right back to being in St Ives and all these gorgeous craft and art shops and things like that. Yeah. Like we were saying, music takes you back, smells take you back, you know. Like the great smell of Brut, you know. Everybody had a boyfriend who drenched themselves in Brut, didn't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, anything I smell like that, yeah. Your friend releases balloon. I don't like people releasing balloons. I always think of the animals that choke on them. So I'm not a lover of releasing balloons, you know, for any kind of celebration. You know, I've read of so many animals that have choked because they've eaten them. So I just don't like that whole process of releasing a balloon in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I don't like fireworks either because it frightens all the animals, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many in the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 18. You never thought of that? No. I hadn't at first until I kept seeing all these Facebook posts where they were saying, please don't release balloons into the air. You know, please don't do it, yeah. But even so, it's littering, isn't it? You send like 100 and odd balloons up into the air, and they're bound to pop, aren't they? They're bound to come down somewhere, bits of rubber everywhere, littering up the countryside. It's litter, isn't it, when all's said and done? You saw something crazy today. I see something crazy every day. I look in the mirror, yeah. Quairos, I've never heard of that one. Oh, yeah, releasing doves as well. Although they dyeing them pink and dyeing them blue. I mean, doves, yeah, like you said, they get killed, don't they? It's bad enough when your budgie escapes, isn't it? Because you know that's going to get killed because the other birds don't. Oh, Val, you've been poorly again. I know Eric was poorly. You told me the other day, didn't you? You've got that bug. Oh, I don't want it. You didn't breathe on me, did you, on Wednesday? I don't want it. Did he manage to go for his appointment on Friday or not? We only get seagulls here. Blinking seagulls. That's what we get. Squawk, squawk. Down things, noisy things. Especially if they've got their babies. They make so much noise. Oh, you love the sound of seagulls? Oh, God, you wouldn't if you had them all the time. Squawk, squawk, squawk. You managed to get there, your appointment, and you were ill. Oh, dear. There's so many bugs about. I've got to go on Monday. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it. Hi, Connie. I know I'm going to get shouted at. Look at that little knot. I've only just started, well, I haven't even started this ball, and already it's got a knot in it. How annoying is that? Knots in my wool before I even start. I used to get magpies at my other house. Didn't get seagulls, thank you. Seagulls are so blooming noisy. And they're bigger than you think they are. They're quite huge. I've got one lady at knit club that I go to on an afternoon on a Wednesday, and she doesn't like birds of any description. They give her the creeps. She just doesn't like birds, and I can't understand. I mean, I don't particularly like seagulls, but I mean, I don't, I don't hate them. Oh my goodness, they pinch your food. I had one nearly at my sausage roll the other day. I came out the shop with my sausage roll and it swooped. Nearly had my sausage roll out my hand. Ooh. Oh, the seagulls do that. Oh, they steal food out of your hand. They just swoop and take your food off you. They just know no fear. But at least we haven't got the Asbo ducks anymore, or the Asbo geese. We had 2 geese on the boating lake, and they were, oh God, they used to threaten the cars, threaten you if you were walking past, attack a dog and everything. Anyway, the partner, one of them died, and the other one has now been rehabilitated to a farm, thank goodness. Oh God. A blackbird sings. We don't have any blackbirds. All we have is these down seagulls and a couple of magpies. Yeah, you can always tell strangers, can't you, on the seafront, because they don't hide the Gregs. They're so big. I didn't realise seagulls were so big. And they're so intimidating. They come right up to you. They're not frightened of anybody. Yeah, they swoop down on there's outdoor cafes here, and they swoop down and they have your bun out your hand before you've got. Oh dear, they're so cheeky. You're in bed at 10. I get my second wind about then. Go to bed at 9. Oh goodness, the night's hardly started at 9:30. I never go to bed much before midnight. I'm a night owl. I don't like to rise too early in the morning. I'm not a 6 o'clock in the morning person. I'm more 8 o'clock if you're lucky, or 9 o'clock. I think it was 10 o'clock today when I woke up at 8 when the alarm went and thought, no, it's raining. I could hear it raining. And I thought, no, I ain't going to do it. I ain't getting up. I ain't going to that tabletop. You're in bed at 7. I bet you don't go to sleep at 7, do you, Jane? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they poop on you. That's another thing they do, seagulls. I don't know what the collective noun is for a load of seagulls now. Or you go to sleep at 10 p.m., yeah. I've got a friend who's always in bed. She goes to bed about 4 o'clock. I keep saying to her, how can you sleep that long? I feel like my dad always used to say you die in bed, so don't go to bed too early because you die in bed. I mean, you could die anywhere, can't you? I mean, bound to die in bed because you're probably feeling poorly, so you go to bed, don't you? But he had this thing about staying in bed. It was no good for your back lying in bed, he used to say. You get a soft back lying in bed. I never got a chance to. My mother used to hoik me out of bed. You could never have a lie in at our house. Oh, dear. My mother would start clattering about. I don't lie in bed in the daytime unless I'm ill. I have to be ill if I go and lie in bed in day. I did have a little nanny nap this afternoon. I didn't mean to. I was watching something on the telly and the next thing I knew I was asleep. But I didn't sleep for long. Maybe about a half-hour nana nap, yeah. I just felt my eyes closing. I was doing my crochet and the next thing I knew I'd been asleep. I hadn't missed an awful lot, so I missed about a half hour of this programme. Yeah, I've got a recliner and it's the fatal if I decide to recline. You know, if my back's hurting and I decide to recline it a bit. Fatal. Just gone. Gone. As my dad used to say, I'm checking the inside of my eyelids for light leaks. And I used to say, you going to sleep, Dad? No, I'm not. Checking the inside of my eyelids for light leaks. Used to annoy my mum. She said, John, you're snoring. We can't hear the television, you're snoring. I'm not. She used to say, I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I said, you are. We can hear you snoring. Oh, yeah, my dad was always resting his eyes. He was a great eye rester. I used to go out with a lovely, lovely lad, and he used to drive a wagon. And his workmates used to say, he has a broken neck. And I said, what do you mean he has a broken neck? He said, have you ever noticed the minute his wagon stops anywhere, he just closes his eyes and goes to sleep? And he did. He could sleep on a clothesline, that lad. And every time the wagon stopped and we had to wait any time to unload, you know, his stuff out of his wagon, he would just fold his arms across his chest and go to sleep. I've never known a guy like it. I wished I had his ability. And if he slept, he never moved. I tell you, if he went to bed like that, sleeping, he never moved. He would wake up exactly the same position. Didn't toss and turn or anything. He just used to go to sleep, yeah. Now, I've only seen pelicans in the zoo or on the telly. I've never seen one in real life, yeah. We did have he probably did have sleep apnea, Val, yeah. He was absolutely brilliant at sleeping. Maya, one time he fell asleep when he was driving. They had to wake him up. I thought, oh my God, he's drifting. He probably did have sleep apnea, come to think about it. I need to ask him, do you have sleep apnea? Your cat's forming a loaf. He's making bread, is he? Making biscuits, they call it, don't they? Bye, Yolanda. Yeah, my cat used to do that. They hurt sometimes if they do it on you, don't they? They pull great pulls in your clothes. Big pelicans. I don't know. Penguins? No? Penguins? I always remember the Guinness advert that used to be on the sides of houses. It was toucans, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I reckon my dad had it. I reckon my dad had sleep apnea and didn't know it. Opening a can in case you wondered what the noise is. Oh, too much foam. Never make a barmaid. I'm having Southern Comfort Cola. It's hardly got any in, 4%. Not much, is it really? Doesn't taste of any alcohol anyway. Oh yeah, we do. We have crossings, don't we? Pelicans. Do you remember that? It was a big toucan advert. It was about Guinness is good for you or something. They can't put adverts up like that anymore, can they? But it was always Guinness is good for you. Oh, that's nice. I only ever drank Guinness with blackcurrant. Can't drink Guinness on its own. My son drinks Guinness, I think. Eurasian collared doves. We don't have much. Well, we've got the usual. Oh, you don't like Southern Comfort? Sorry about that. I do like Southern Comfort, yeah. What does it taste like? I don't really know. I don't really know. Hard to explain. What does it taste like? What does it taste like, Sean? What would you say? Collared doves. That reminds me of like collard greens. That's too sweet for you. I quite like it actually. I never understood what collard greens were. Is it some kind of cabbage or something? I know that Juanita that used to come on here, well, she does occasionally come on here. She grows collard. What does Guinness taste like? Oh, I don't know. It's like thick black stout Guinness, black Guinness. If you've ever drunk stout, I find it bitter. That's why I need to put blackcurrant in it. We do sometimes have, well, not doves. I think they're wood pigeons we have here, and they go whoop 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 whoop. I think that's a wood pigeon. I don't think they're doves. Rich stout. Yeah, they're very. I find it bitter. Like I say, I find it very bitter. I know my son drinks Guinness, but I have tried it, because they used to say stout and that was good for you, didn't they? Because I was quite anemic at one stage and they used to say, oh, drink a bit of Guinness, drink a bit of stout. But I only liked it if I put a bit of blackcurrant in it. I haven't drunk it for ages. It's not a drink I would normally go to, yeah. Yeah, blackcurrant, yeah. It has to be like that, take the edge off, isn't it? I used to like a bit of blackcurrant in my lime, in me lager. I used to like lime in my lager or blackcurrant in my lager. But I only ever drank lager when it was really, really hot. So consequently, obviously, I've not drunk lager for a long time. I used to like it on a really hot day. You know, if I went in a pub, I would have a lager and lime or a lager and black. Yeah. I haven't been drinking a long time. Lager and blackcurrant was your drink, yeah. I've never been a huge drinker until I had that spate of drinking a lot when my marriage was breaking up. But apart from that, I've never been a drinker. I used alcohol as a crutch when my marriage was breaking up. But apart from that, I'm not. The pubs would go out of business. Well, they are, aren't they? But they go out of business with me because I don't drink enough. Oh, mine was baby sham at Christmas when I was growing up. Bottle of Jubilee Stout, yeah. I was told that when I was trying to breastfeed me kid. You're teetotal. I'm not teetotal, Nathan, but I don't often drink. I'll drink this, which is like a kind of a. It's kind of more like not Coca-Cola, but it's got hardly any strength to it. It's not like an alcoholic drink, really. It is alcoholic, but it isn't really. But I'm not teetotal. I went teetotal after I had my spat of drinking. It is like an alcopop, yeah. It's something that I suppose, if you drank a lot of them, you could get a bit merry on them. But it doesn't taste like you're drinking alcohol. It tastes like you're drinking, you know, it's like those blue things. What are they called? Blue, the Wicked or something. They don't taste like alcohol, do they? Blue Wicked or something. I used to drink them sometimes because they're not very. Yeah, Wicked. They're not very alcoholic. No, I don't smoke. I don't do well. I can't say I don't do drugs because I do prescription drugs. I don't do recreational drugs, but I do have an odd drink. Can't lie, I do have an odd drink. I don't have a lot to drink, but I'm not a teetotal. Oh, you like the Iron Brew Wiki? You're driving the cat mad, are you? No, I could quite easily be teetotal. It wouldn't bother me if I never. Yeah, sugar is a drug. Yeah, you're right there. I don't have recreational drugs. I've never tried them, to be quite honest with you. I've never, I mean, my generation, they nearly all smoked wacky backy, but I never did. It never appealed to me. It was always they used to pass them to me and want me to have a, smoke or so. I never did. Just never really appealed to me. I was never easily persuaded, let's say, as a youngster. Yeah. Yeah, sugar is your drug of choice, yeah. It's mine, unfortunately. Yeah, I wouldn't even call myself a social drinker because most of the time I drink Coca-Cola when I go out. Very rare. I may have one drink if I go out anywhere. I might treat myself to a rum and coke, but that's about it. I just have one. But I don't really drink as a rule, no. It wouldn't bother me if I didn't drink again. You know, if you said to me you can't ever have a drink again, that wouldn't really bother me. I mean, some people have, you know, kind of bottles of wine, don't they, with their meals and stuff. But, you know, it doesn't bother me. I never would buy a bottle of wine. I bought a bottle of wine and it was here for absolute ages before I actually drank it. Because when you opened it, you've got to drink it. I mean, you know, I don't want to. I just want a glass, you know. And yet to buy those little tiny bottles of wine are so expensive. You might as well buy the bigger ones. So I'm not, like I say, last of the big drinkers. No, that's not me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I like the? I can't read. There's a heart in front of it. Coke from a pub, is it? I don't like the one that they give you, that cheapy stuff that comes from a bottle, like thing. I usually ask for a bottle. No, that stuff, you know, that they have it on a tap thing. It's blooming awful, that cola. It's like roller cola, really. I always ask for a bottle or a can if I go in a pub if I want cola. I never let them give me that. Gosh, 3 cups a day is a lot. Do I drink that? I drink Vimto, but I have to get the sugar-free one. I like Vimto. It's sort of like a northern thing, Vimto, isn't it? You go down south, they don't know what you're talking about. I used to drink rosé wine when I drank wine. That was the one I did used to like, rosé. Yeah, we get a big bottle, the one with the blue top, you know, the sugar-free one. I like it with sparkling water. I went off tea when I was pregnant with my son. He's 55 now and I still don't drink it. I can't stand the smell of it, the taste of it, anything to do with tea. Yeah, well, paracetamol doesn't touch it, does it? I'm on, what do they call it? Cocodamol, and it doesn't touch it. Oh, you're going, Jane. Good night. I don't mind Bacardi and Coke, but I prefer dark rum and Coke if I'm going to have anything. You like that with coffee? I can't stand the smell of tea. It just makes me feel sick. Yeah, dark rum and tea and Coke. Who's sending me messages? Vile scenes in Germany. Ooh, they're doing Nazi salutes. Woohoo! Lots of people liking my photos. Live National Lottery. I won't have won. I won't have won. Oh, I like Captain Morgan's. Yeah, I like the spiced rum. When I used to drink it, I don't drink it now, but I didn't mind Captain Morgan's. That was nice. Yeah, Trooping of the Colour today. Catherine was there, wasn't she? Catherine was out. How many do I have to do now? 5, is it? I think it's 5 left. Medium 5. I think it's 5. Yeah. Well, I've not had vanilla Captain Morgan. I just had the ordinary spiced rum. My mum loved a sherry, but it had to be QC sherry. She didn't like any of the other sherries, just had to be QC. She didn't like that pale sherry, whatever it is. I know somebody knew she liked sherry, so they bought her this bottle of pale sherry, but she didn't like it. Wasn't proper sherry, she said. QC was that dark sherry. I've never been a lover of sherry, though. Or port, or anything like that. Yeah, QC's sherry, my mum. Peppermint schnapps in hot. I've not had any schnapps for years. When I was married and we had more money, we used to have a really good cocktail cabinet. I don't mean that we were drunks or anything like that, but we had all sorts in our cocktail cabinet. You know, if you asked us for a drink, we had it, if you know what I mean. I used to like blue curacao, vodka, and I think it was lemonade, was it? There used to be a blue lagoon, and the other one was ouzo, wasn't it? Ouzo, blue curacao, ouzo, and lemonade, I think it was. One was a blue lagoon and one was a... You'll know, Sian, I know you will, yeah. Yeah, we had a booze cabinet with all sorts in it. But we weren't big drinkers at home at all, any of us. But if we could offer anybody a drink, we always had it, yeah. Oh, Warnick's Avocar. Eggnog, in other words, yeah. No, don't like that. I didn't mind it with lemonade, yeah. Yeah, there was a blue lagoon, wasn't there? And then there was blue something. Not blue Hawaii, blue something. The one that was made with ouzo. It went green when you put the blue curacao in it. It went green, like a turquoise green. Yeah, Avocar. Yeah, I used to like that. No, Blue Nun is wine, actually. I'm not a wine connoisseur or something like that. Not a wine. My mother used to buy eggnog at Christmas, avocado. I don't know why, because none of us ever liked it. But it was like traditional. You used to buy it. She used to buy a bottle of sherry and a bottle of this eggnog and a couple of baby shams at Christmas, because we were never big drinkers. Yeah, you used to have a cocktail cabinet, didn't you? Or a bar in the corner of the room with like padded diamonds. I had a friend once who was West Indian, and she invited me back to her house, and they had this bar in the corner. It was a bit like not only fools and horses, yeah. You know, the bar, like kidney-shaped bar with these padded plastic with like diamonds, and it had little diamantes in it. It was really naff, but that was the sort of thing that they used to have back in the 60s in the corner of the room, yeah. Yeah, everybody had a decanter, didn't they? My mum had a decanter, but I got my mum's decanter. It's actually behind me, you can't see it. And if you left anything in it too long, it used to go like sugar at the bottom, and then you couldn't get it out of the decanter, could you? Because you couldn't put boiling water in it because it was like crystal, and it would have, gone into a million pieces, yeah. My mum would be trying to get it out like by putting Steradent, teeth tablets in. Trying to get it out, yeah. Oh, those were the days. Oh, soda siphon. Yeah, you used to take them back, didn't you, and get your money back on the soda siphon. 7 and sixpence it used to be. And then we got one of those, soda siphon things that you used to buy, and you bought the little canisters, and we could never get them to work. We had 2 of them, threw them out in the end. We never got them to work. I can't do this fasting business. I know lots of people who do fasting. They don't eat until certain times. I'm no good like that. I've got if you can see it there, you can see it just behind my head there, a brandy glass in turquoise, but it never had the, people used to have them with a cat, was it, or whatever? But mine never had a cat in it, yeah. I've had that since I got married, yeah. Oh, I can't eat one meal a day now, yeah. I'm diabetic, so I'm supposed to eat regularly at certain times of the day, but I don't. Soda Stream, that's the one, Soda Stream. Fries, Turkish delight from the fabulous East. It's the Sultan's favourite treat. It's fries, Turkish delight. I got this from Garstang. Not seen them for ages anyway. But I got them in Garstang and I hadn't seen them for ages. And I said, oh, got to have one, got to have one. Oh, chocky. It doesn't taste like perfume. Anyway, what are you doing drinking perfume? Yeah, that was a song advert, Fries Turkish Delight. I used to have a Sultan, didn't it? And this girl with all of 7 veils. Huh? Mmm. Yeah, you can't see it, can you? It's pink inside. Pink. Oh, that is so nice. I've forgotten how nice they were. Not seen them for ages. The flake advert. Only the crumbliest, tastiest chocolate tastes like chocolate never melted before. Oh, it's nice, this. Gin always makes me cry. Well, it did when I used to drink it. Don't drink it now. But they call it mother's ruin, don't they? I like the chocolate Turkish delight that comes with the icing sugar dusted on top. Well, that must be an American Montrose. I've never heard of that. Remind me never to offer you any vodka then, Jill. You fancy a strawberry daiquiri? I've not had one of those. I love them. It used to come in a box that was shaped like a threepenny bit, didn't it? Cardboard box. And it had pink and lemon Turkish delight in it, all covered in icing sugar. Oh, my dad used to love that. My hexagon box, yeah. My dad also used to love, you know, the pieces of fruit jelly that were in the shape of the fruit, like shape of a pear, shape of an orange. And they were like caramelized sweets kind of thing. He used to love those. He loved them, my dad. Oh, Parma violets, they were awful good. My pen friend in France once sent me, and they tasted like real pieces of fruit. My dad absolutely loved them. They literally tasted like pieces of peach and pieces of pear, and they were jellied. Oh, they were gorgeous. It's like my pound crunchy bar. My big crunchy bar I had last week. That was £1. They're now £1.30 or something now. A lady put a comment on saying, "How could you eat all that chocolate? You get bad teeth like I did." And I'm like, "No, I clean my teeth." Oh, I don't like Bombay mix, trail mix and stuff like that. Oh, no. Why is it called trail mix? They put nuts in everything these days. Everything. I was watching that Hugh Whittington, whatever he's called, making his own muesli. And he doesn't make it with any nuts. And I'm like, yeah. But he does make it with seeds. You still can't look at your baked beans. I don't like nuts. I'm not allergic. I just can't stand the taste of them or the feel of them. Anything about nuts. I can't do the fasting bit. One of my friends used to do the fasting. An atomizer and a bag of lollipops. Lucky you. I had a bicycle bell once delivered that I didn't order. It had my name on it. A bicycle bell. I don't even have a bicycle. So who sent me a bicycle bell? I have no idea. I'm on cardigan number 2, Val. They sell some like gummy bear things now, don't they, for people who don't drink enough water? I thought that's another blinking con, isn't it? You know, don't drink water, buy these gummy bears. I bet they're an absolute fortune. Rehydrate with these gummy bears. I'm like, no. If I'm going to drink water, I'm going to drink water. If I'm not going to drink water, I'm not going to drink it. I was watching Denise from Dear Design. She bought these massive, great big thingamajigs. No, these are not weed. These are just water things. They keep saying if you've got somebody elderly who doesn't drink enough water, buy them these like gummy bear thingamajigs. And I'm like, oh God, I bet there's so much money. You know, get them to drink a drink of water or something. Right, I need to count how many rows up to the armhole. Yeah, it's there. It's too small though. I hope I can sell it for what I'm selling it for what it cost me for the wool. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, about 15. Yeah, I mean, it's a lovely sweater. It's just I'm looking for somebody, a lovely cardigan, just looking for somebody tiny that likes lime green. Oh, Olbus oil. Oh, God, no, don't like that. Smell of it's enough, isn't it? Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got to do 3. 3 more rows. Oh, you're going to bed now, Linda. Night, night. Thank you for your company. See you soon. You got any more jaunts? You don't like buttons or bands? I like a button. I like everything that fastens up. I'm always cold though. It's not on eBay or Etsy. I'm not using Etsy. I'm toying with the idea of going on eBay, but I've been too lazy to take any photographs. At the moment, it's just on Facebook. I need to spend a week taking photographs of my stuff and putting it on eBay. I need to try it. I know Sheila sells well on eBay, but I really never have. Yeah, it's just a standard cardigan. Oh, here's my dog. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Rose. Rosie come in to say hello. I've gone off the great big baggy things anymore now. I don't know why. I used to like great big. Yeah, I could probably use my Facebook photo, but it's not really a good photograph. I just snapped with using my camera, using the camera on my phone, which isn't the best. You know, I'd rather take photographs with. No, it was my son that shut the door. No, it wasn't Rosie that shut the door. It was. I like to use my camera to take photos. You know, the one I used to do my videos with. My phone doesn't take very good ones. My son keeps saying, use your phone for your videos. It doesn't take very good photos, my phone. It's not an all singing and dancing phone. It's quite a basic old-fashioned phone. It's not old, it's just old-fashioned. Mind you, the things I've made recently, they're not going to fit me if I keep on putting weight on, are they? The doggies are going out. They must be going out on their last wee of the night. Right, let me count my rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. One more. I'm like Sheila. I count my rows. What have I got on tonight? I'm doing the other one. I didn't go to that tabletop thing. It started really, really raining. So I changed my mind about going. Oh, what am I wearing tonight? I'm wearing a Granny Takes a Trip. You'll see it on my... If you look at my today's video, I'll show it you when I'm stood up. It's a long cardigan and it's too big for me now. I've had to turn the cuff up because it's too dangly. I did put some elastic round this one, but I need some stronger elastic. I put a bit of shearing elastic around it, but it's popped on that one. Yeah, I'm wearing my Granny Takes a Trip. It's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. She does it in two. She does another one now. First of all she did this one, which was all the ordinary sizes, but then she's done a bigger size as well now. So she's done 2 different versions. I made this one before I came to Fleetwood. I made it with Boho Spirit, you know, the bright colours, Boho Spirit. So I didn't have to break off all the colours. I made one for a friend all in shades of purples that was all different colours, yeah. Granny Takes a Trip. No, I'm not a granny anyway. I'm sort of a step granny, but I'm not really a proper granny, if you know what I mean. I don't have any blood grandchildren of my own. No, I'm not taking a hippie trip. I'm not tripping. No, I'm never going to be a granny. Yeah, my dogs are my grandchildren, aren't they, really? My doggies. My fur grandchildren. Because I used to have a fur son, didn't I? All your kids have got ill health. No, my son married late in life. And he married a lady who already had 3 children. Grown-up children. So, no babies from him. No, it's never bothered me not being a grandma. I'm not into babies. You know, some people just gravitate, don't they, to a brand new baby, like, ooh, coo all over it. Yeah. Never been into little babies. I mean, obviously, you know, I was with my own. It's just other people. Well, I was a mum by accident, so. Although I always wanted children. I would have liked another one. Not to be, you know, my son be the only one, but it wasn't to be, was it? Just wasn't happening. Right. Yeah, I always wanted another one, but I wanted another boy. I wasn't bothered about having a girl. Everybody kept saying, oh, if you have another, you want a girl. I kept saying, no, I'd rather have 2 boys. I had my nieces. They were 2 girls, my nieces. They used to fight. My 2 nieces squabble and fight and tell tales of each other. They used to whine the whole time. Yeah, she's doing this to me. She's pulling my hair. She's doing this. She's hitting me. She's... Oh. Boys just slug it out, you know. I've not had that many fur pets, really, because my son... I always worked, and I didn't think it was... My son always wanted dogs, but I didn't think it was fair fair to have an animal when I'd be out all day. And his dad was out all day. And he used to keep trying to persuade me, saying, oh, you know, I'd come home from school in my lunch hour and let it out and that. And I know what he'd be like. He wouldn't have took it for a walk when he was younger. He'd have, you know, it would have been me that was lumbered with this dog. So, but the first thing he did when he, you know, got married, he was get a dog. Yeah. But I got a cat. Yeah, because cats are easier. You can leave a cat with, you know, somebody else when you're going away on holiday. I had a neighbour across the road who used to love cats, so he used to come and feed mine when I went on holiday, so it was never a problem. Oh gosh, other people's children. I've no patience with other people's children. Yeah, I like cats, but the dogs would chase them here, so we've not had a cat. After my dog died, I didn't bother with another. I only had Buster after it was my son's dog. I only had him after I retired, yeah. Oh, you're not of the modern ones, Shan. These people who have about 4 kids, all with different fathers. I guess we're old-fashioned, aren't we? By the time I met somebody else that I might have wanted a child with, I'd already had a hysterectomy. So that was out of the question. So I did meet one other one that, yeah, I had a hysterectomy at 33, funnily enough, yeah. Not by choice, it was medical reasons. And obviously there was no more children after that. I wouldn't have minded adopting when I couldn't have any more. But my ex-husband, we were not in favour of it, which was very strange because he was adopting himself. But he couldn't want to entertain adopting a child. Because back in the day, you could get a baby. You can't now, but back in the day, yeah. No, it wouldn't be with your problems, Shan. It wouldn't be. I'm too old now to be a stepmom. Too old. Too old and grumpy. I grieved a bit after, but it's funny though, I didn't grieve after any of my miscarriages because back in the day, you know, we weren't confirmed as being pregnant. You didn't have this wee on a stick business, did you? You had to wait until you'd missed 2 periods or something like that before they would even confirm you. So by the time I got to that stage, I'd already lost the baby. So I never really grieved about any of my miscarriages because I never really knew they were there as people, you know. Oh, I wouldn't mind a handyman. You know, one that's handy about the house that can decorate and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind one of them. Oh, I think it was 5 or 6 I had after my son. Just wasn't meant to be, so I just used to say, well, I'm happy at least I've got one, you know. There's no good getting really upset about it because nothing that could do about it. I mean, nowadays they would have gone into it, wouldn't they? Analysed why it was happening and stuff like that. But they didn't back then. It was just, oh, you're young enough, go home, try again, you know. That's why I don't agree with people, you know, they're about a fortnight pregnant and telling the world, you know, I think, you know, there's so many things that can go wrong, you know. Just wait until you're absolutely sure before you tell everybody. I never even told my mum. She never knew. Never told her. I just got on with it. With a couple of them, I never even told my husband. You just get on with life. I don't know what mine were. In my mind, I always thought they'd be boys. I don't know why, but that was just wishful thinking, probably. I just never saw myself as a mother of girls. Oh, I'm hoping to get this finished this weekend. Try and get out to the shed to look for some buttons if it's not. I didn't have any green buttons, that's why I had to put metal ones on. Oh yeah, hello there. How are you, Tracy? I was talking about you before when we were talking about air conditioning. I said it must be warmer where you live because I've never had the need of air conditioning. Yeah, I saw your video before. I don't always comment, but I do watch you and give you a thumbs up. But I don't always comment. Yeah. I keep getting memos to go and get me COVID jab and I won't go. Yeah. I hope I don't get COVID, yeah. Your air conditioning's on now. Oh my goodness me. That's me with my big cardigan on and I've only just had a scarf around my neck because my neck was cold. You've got your air conditioning on. I have honestly never had a need for air conditioning. I used to have a fan, big fans in my other house. I used to have, you know, the Casablanca things. But I can honestly tell you, this house has never needed a fan. I bought one when I moved here, but oh, the last COVID jab I had made me so ill. And I'd never been ill with any of my jabs before. But the last one I had, they jabbed one arm with the flu jab and they jabbed the other arm with COVID, and I was so ill. I thought, no, never again. Oh dear. No, I'll take my chances. If I'm going to be ill, I'd rather be ill with the COVID than ill with the jab. They kept saying, yeah, but you're so old, you know, you're going to be so vulnerable. Okay, okay. So I'm vulnerable. Oh, they conned me, they told me. They told me. They didn't tell me they were doing it in both arms. There were two nurses, and one got me in one arm, and while I was too busy looking at that one, the other one got me in the other arm. And I thought, no, I'm not having them both at once, ever again. Yeah, I've never been ill with any of my COVID jabs. I've never been ill with any of my flu jabs until the last time they double jabbed me. And I'm not having that again. When I went for my flu jab, I said, don't you be coming at me with that COVID jab, because I ain't having it. She started laughing. She said, were you poorly? I went, yes. She said, yeah, you're not the only one. I said, don't you come at me with two. Oh, you do yours a week apart. I never went back to have the COVID one. They've sent me about 5 reminders now. You need to have it done. You need to do it. You need to have it. And I'm like, no, I don't. Go away. Go forth and multiply, as we used to say. I think that was the polite word, a way of saying F off. Go forth and multiply. Oh, dearie me. I'm hoping to get this cardigan finished this weekend. I'm getting fed up of doing green now. I started knitting some like lilac-y purpley that your yarn husband sent to me, Sian. Came from Hobby or Hobie. There's no loss. I had mine before anybody ever knew it was COVID. That's how early I had my. I was ill for 3 weeks, and I think I've got antibodies. Oh, it's me. Granny takes a trip. It's what you sell actually. It's boho spirit signet boho spirit in the middle. You know the squares. I couldn't be bothered doing the ones where you have to do all different coloured granny squares. So I did it all. But my sleeves are too wide and too long. Ooh, that's the way it turned out. If you use the, I think it was Carnival or something. Carnival or Fiesta or something. Oh, I love the boho spirit. Yeah, I've got loads of them. I put elastic on that cuff there, but it's popped. So I've had to turn the cuff up because it's getting on my nerves. It's too big for me now. It's gone bigger. I think it's festival or something, the middle colour. But it's great because you don't have to change colours for your granny squares. I've got another one that's like pale grey and green. And I was thinking of doing one with like a light colour on the outside instead of black. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a great boho spirit. I've got quite a few cardigans. I've just done them, one cardigan I've done in like a granny stitch, I think. Another cardigan I just did in trebles. And everybody admires them. Everybody thinks they're lovely. Because I did one in this colour, these colours, just doing a plain cardigan. And every time I put it on, everybody's go, oh, what a lovely cardigan. Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it could be the breeze I got. It's in the shed, in my she shed. But I've never used it up. I think I've still got some of this festival or something very similar. I had a phase where I kept buying all this. Because I have got some that's plain, although I don't think they do it anymore, the plain colours. I got sent some of the plain colours. I did a swap. I sold, in inverted commas, one of my crochet tops to a lady who had a little wool shop, and we did a swap, if you know what I mean. She sent me some wool in exchange for the cardigan or whatever it was I sent her. And she sent me some boho spirit in plain colours. And I made a dusty pink, and I've got some we've got some gold in the I've only got about 4 balls, so that's the trouble. There's not enough to do much with it. I've got about another 3 colours left in the plain colours left in the shed. I think one's gold, and I think another one's like a deep pink. Yeah. Yeah, the boho. Yeah, I never did get the chunky, though. I only ever stuck with the... Well, they call it Aran, don't they? It's not Aran at all. This is never Aran in a month of Sundays. Well, that's what they technically call it. They call it Aran. But it isn't. You know, I've always crocheted it up as double knitting. No, I never bought the chunky, never had that. What are you doing, Jane? What are you doing? You're not concentrating, that's what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm doing my own shaping. I never follow patterns, as you probably gathered. I just do. I go off on a tangent. Oh, the unforgettable. I made so many things with dragonfly, which was like a bluey, dark blue turquoisey colour. And every time I made something in it, people wanted me to make things with it. I think I must have bought the whole of the dragonfly left. I think I've got about 1 ball left in dragonfly, in the unforgettable. It was lovely stuff. I can't remember where I used to buy it. There used to be one place in the UK where you could buy the Red Heart. I think it was that place that went, not Wool Warehouse, the other one, Derrimore's. I think it was Derrimore's who used to have it. And I bought quite a bit of it, of the unforgettable. Oh, I've only had the COVID once, thankfully. The family got COVID about 18 months ago. And I know they're upstairs, and I know that we passed by and everything, but I never got it. Which is why I think I've got immunity. I think I've got the, what do you call it? The immunes or something. You've never had COVID, or you've been lucky. I think my niece has had it about 2 or 3 times, but then she's a school teacher, so, you know, the kids were bringing it in. I remember at one time she had more teachers off than she had in. I think she practically had to close the school because she couldn't get supply teachers. And because her teachers were all off with COVID. Yeah, I like the boho spirit. I'm on a no buy at the moment. I'm trying to use up what I've got in this shed. But, you know, it's like, I swear I'll die before I ever crochet up what I've got in the shed. But, I mean, somebody said to me the other day, oh my God, you've got more than a wool shop in the shed. I said, I've only got half of what I used to have. I got rid of a half of it before I came here. And, yeah, well, it's the same with me. I'm trying my best not to buy anything. I mean, if ever I say, oh, Crochet Rocks has yarn, I say, it's not that I don't buy from her because I don't want to. I said, I don't buy from her because I'm going off. But certain colours I never seem to have. I always seem to run out of white and black. That's what I do have to buy. Or if somebody asks me for a specific colour, then I have to buy that, yeah. Yeah. I never got any meds. I mean, people who were in America who had COVID, they got some anti-something or other. And they're, oh yeah, I need that when I've got COVID. They don't even give us anything over here. You just had to go home, you know, get through it and sort yourself out, you know. We never got given any meds for COVID, yeah. You didn't like the boho spirit? Well, fortunately, I've never had to unpick it really, I don't think. I've never found it to be splitty. Certain things are splitty. I had some drops cotton once. I couldn't actually knit with it or crochet with it because it just was so loosely wound. It split the whole time. Drops Cotton Light, I think it was called. I get finished up giving it all to Kelly. I couldn't use it at all. I need to get a doctor's appointment for my back, but I mean I've got one for Monday, but it's just with my diabetesness, and she's going to play heck with me because my blood sugars are going to be up the wall, and I know they are. Because I've eaten everything I shouldn't. I've eaten chocolate. I've put on 10 pounds. All because I don't get me injections, you know. Yeah, fortunately, I've never really had to undo anything in the boho spirit. Maybe an odd row or an odd stitch or two that I've done wrong. But I've never, like, had to unravel loads of it, you know. Oh my goodness, you've lost your needle. I hope you don't sit on it. You better get out of bed and have a look for it. I'd hate you to find it in the middle of the night. I did that once. I lost a sewing needle while I was sitting on my recliner. Couldn't find it anywhere, looked everywhere, felt everywhere. And then I sat on it, yeah. That was an experience not to be repeated. You've lost your bed, is G in it? Why does G like your bed more than his own? Is it comfier, or is he just like the fact he's with you? That's a son, by the way, G. For those of you who don't know, he's stolen her bed. Maybe it's comfier than his own. Maybe it's warmer than his own. Or maybe he just likes being with his mum. My son used to always want to be in with me, but when he was little, but he grew out of it, fortunately. He used to lie in the middle of us like a starfish, and we were like clinging to the edges of the bed. You know, you wouldn't think how a little 2-year-old could take up so much space. Well, it's like that when I have to sleep with the French bulldog. She takes up more room than anybody I ever known. Sleeping with a huge man, you get more bed space than you do with a French bulldog. She has to be up here. Well, he doesn't stay there, does he? Do you put him back in his own bed when you get to bed, or do you just go and get in his bed? I used to do that when our Ian was little. If he'd get in bed with us and he wouldn't shift, I used to get out and go and get in his bed. And my husband used to say to me, where were you when I woke up? You weren't there. I said, no, because I got sick of, being on 3 inches of bed. I said, you were fast asleep. He was fast asleep. So I got up and went and got in his bed. Yeah, I've done that before. Gone and slept in his single bed. I hate sleeping on about 3 inches of bed. You know, when you're clinging to the edge of a bed. Double beds are not meant for 3 people. Well, 2 people and a child, or 2 people and a dog. It's funny, when I used to sleep with Buster, he was a great big boxer cross. He was less trouble than the French bulldog is. You've just ordered some boho spirit. You see, you could have ordered it from Crochet Rocks. You know, you need to look at her webpage. She's got a webpage. What's the patch on the unit behind me? Oh, it's a ding. It got dinged. My son meant to paint over it, but he never did. It got dinged in the removing, as things do. Yeah, you should look on Crochet Rocks, www.crochetrocks. Can't remember the rest of it. I'm sure she'll tell me. She sells all kinds of things. Very reasonable prices out there, Tracy, very reasonable prices. The only reason I don't order is because I am not ordering at all. That's the only reason why I don't buy from her. Nothing to do with anything. If I was looking for yarn, I would go and have a look. I daren't increase my stash anymore. I daren't. You know what it looks like, don't you, Val? Trying to use it up bit by bit by bit. At least I've used 2 packs apart me. My stash, haven't I, when I made this cardigan wrong. You always look at it every week. Oh, good show, Nathan. You need to start crocheting again, Nathan, or knitting. You haven't done anything for ages. You've been very lax. You have not posted anything that you've made for a long, long time. Yes, she's got boho spirit. Yeah, who you? Yes, you. What have you made lately? You haven't made anything, Nathan. You've been very slack. Yeah, I'm trying my best here to use up my yarn. It's not making much of a dent. You should be making something, Nathan. Instead of twiddling your thumbs. You are slack, Alice, yeah? Instead of sitting there twiddling your thumbs. You need to be doing something. You could crochet a bonnet for your tortoise. That's small. Winter coat for the dog. Nathan, stop eating. Stop eating. I know what you like. Yeah, you could do a bonnet for the tortoise. Make the dog a coat. My cousin's wife was saying she was going to make a dog coat. I was going to look a pattern up for her because I've got a pattern somewhere for dog coats. Our dogs wouldn't eat, have one. I mean, somebody said to me one time, you should make dog coats, you'd sell them. I said, it gets very complicated because all dogs are different sizes. It's not like a one size fits all, is it, with a dog coat? You know, you'd have to know the measurements, how long they are, how wide they are. And all dogs, even of the same breed, are all different sizes. I dare say our Rosie's a different size than your Kiki. Yeah. You can't say, oh yeah, this will fit a French Bulldog, because some of the French Bulldogs I've seen are little fatties. There's one that waddles down the seafront here. He looks like he needs to go on a diet, you know. Knitted a shell suit. Yeah, ha, ha. Yeah, Munchkin, we need a shell suit, yeah. Yeah, you could decorate it up with a granny square, you know. Make it look fashionable. I'm surprised you haven't done a Tom Daly and made yourself something, Nathan. You know, Tom Daly with his crochet shirts and knitted things. He's made a fortune out of that, hasn't he, that lad? Whereas I'm still waiting to be discovered. I'm still waiting to be famous. When will I be famous? Never. I was interviewed by the BBC once, and I was actually on television, but it was Channel M that nobody had ever heard of. It was a Manchester channel, and I was on there. I've been on there. As I say, I was interviewed by the BBC, but it never got put out. It's still on YouTube somewhere, if you're interested. I was interviewed along with the knitted Noras. We did a naked knitting calendar. I keep saying I'm going to find it in the shed somewhere. I was Miss November. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I put one of my pictures on a thumbnail on one of my videos where the BBC cameraman was taking my photo. I wasn't naked, by the way. I was wearing a shawl, just in case you were worried. It was called a naked knitting calendar. It was in aid of Christie's, the cancer hospital. You're going to get it done this week. I miss seeing Karen. She used to come on and make those blankets, didn't she, for some charity or other that used to collect blankets. I can't remember what it was called now. And she used to make a lot of amigurumis as well, didn't she, Karen? Casualistic, yeah. She got herself a new boyfriend and she's never made anything since, I don't think. Woolly Hugs, that's the one, yeah. Woolly Hugs. I remember her making the knitted nativity. Was it knitted or crochet? She did a lovely nativity one year, didn't she? I did have the pattern for that, but never, ever made it. It's one of those things you think, I'm going to make that. And then you forget about it until it's like December. And then you think, I haven't got time to make it now. She made it. It was lovely. A whole nativity. I know you're not religious, Nathan, but it was a whole nativity. And it was really pretty. But, of course, I never did make it and probably never will, because I haven't got the patience these days. I remember you and your glittery eyelash, your caterpillars and all sorts of things, yeah. I think between the two of us, we used to keep Purple Linda going, didn't we? Years back. I used to order a lot of things from her. She's still going. She's still got a shop. I know, but that Christmas in July isn't like that. I don't know why they do it. They're not exactly starting now to make things for Christmas, are they? They're just being silly with the Christmas in July stuff. Mind if I was doing nativity, I should start right now, really, you know. It'd take me from now until then to do to do the nativity. I'm not Sandy. She turns out things so fast. I'm not good at things with faces. I think I've told you that before. I've ordered a knitted teddy bear book. I'm going to have a try at knitting a teddy. I can't sew things like Lula Lappin, like Lindsay did. I wonder if Sue managed to get those books. You know, if she managed. I bet she buys all three if she manages to get them. You know what Sue's like. She'll have all three of them. I know. She was very, very slack at sending her orders out. I've got to admit, when I ordered from her the last times I ordered, she was very slow at sending the orders out. You've got to, so we can all expect Lula Lappin rabbits, can we, for Christmas? I'm determined I'm going to get one. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened with Deramores. That's why they went in the end, because their customer service was shocking at Deramores, yeah. You'd order for them and you'd practically forgotten you'd ordered before it arrived. I think that's what sent them to the wall. Yeah, I used to order loads. I used to get a lot of James C. Brett marble chunky. I made a load of long crochet coats with, and I used to have sales in my crochet. I made a load of long coats with the James C. Brett marble chunky. In fact, I've still got some in the shed in one colour, I think. When I used to be able to sell things, yeah. Most of everything I did went to America, you see. Of course, the postage now is horrendous to America, so. You think she's still around? Yeah. I don't hear people mentioning her anymore. Yeah, Wool Warehouse is still around. It was Deramores that went to the wall, wasn't it? I tend to use Wool Warehouse if I do order anything. It's not very often I order anything anymore. If I want any oddballs and bits and pieces, I tend to just call in the local wool shop here. Because, as I say, I'm trying hard not to buy anything at all. I'm trying to use up what I've got, which will take me a long time. Yeah, people who'd ordered from Deramores were saying that they didn't get their order or they were late. They were like 2 and 3 weeks later before they got an order. And then if you tried to contact them, you couldn't, you know. I got really peed off with Deramores. So I wasn't surprised when they went, yeah. Didn't somebody buy them out, or am I dreaming? Thought somebody bought them out. Mind you, in America, is it Joann's that's not doing well? Talking about closing it down or something? They've opened a Hobbycraft, I believe, in Blackpool now, but I don't think I'll be rushing to go, yeah. I watched, Crochet Rocks, just Tracy, she's still here. She did like a video on her local wool hobbycraft. They didn't have a selection of wool that they used to. Yeah. Oh, I watched a lady the other day. I can't remember her name, and she went down to London and she went in the wool shop, and she bought this wool mohair, that she was going to knit. £10.50 a ball. And I'm like, oh, and I don't know how many balls she bought, but it's quite a few. I thought, is it just me? I don't know, I'm tight, I've decided. I must be tight. £10.50 a ball. That's why I don't buy the hand-dyed yarn anymore. The last one I got was from that lady in Manchester that closed down. Countess Ablaze. I'm waiting for Val. She'll go in this hobbycraft. She'll go in there. I know she will. Just have a look round. As I say, I'm trying not to buy anything at all. The only thing I might need is some eyes if I decide to knit this rabbit. And yeah, I think it's just some eyes I need. Those like clip-on eyes. I did have some on lot, but when I stopped doing anything, and I was moving here, I think I gave them away. But I need to get the ones that work, because I've heard of loads of people who buy them online and then they don't clip together. So it's not much good being safety eyes if they don't stay clipped together, is it? Oh, you've got some, have you, Val? Oh, good. I probably only want two. I'll probably only make one teddy, so I just want two eyes. Yeah. Oh, dear. I wouldn't know Liberty fabric if I fell over it, to be quite honest. I know the girls at Knit Club. Something with a face. I can't make things with a face. Although I've ordered a teddy bear book, so I'm going to try and make a teddy bear. It's knitted teddy bear. So I need eyes. I'll need a pair of eyes, won't I? Take a pair of sparkling eyes. Da, 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 da. I certainly don't want a box full, because I won't be going into production. You've been to wash your hair? Yeah, we're still here chatting, yeah. Although it's getting past the witching hour, so it's time for me to go in a minute. I'm getting carried away trying to crochet, and I know I won't finish this back. Yeah, I saw this teddy bear book, and then I saw one, the second-hand one for sale for really, really cheap. So I think it's only costing me about £3 something for this knitted teddy bear book. So I thought, it looked quite simple. It didn't look too hard. So I thought, maybe. Oh, gosh, yeah. The yarn snobs. I had enough of that on Ravelry. Oh, your crocheting is beautiful. Your crocheting is lovely. But you're using icky acrylic. I thought, got me some, I wouldn't. Some of the people on, in the forums on Ravelry were so nasty. And I'm thinking there's no need for that. Oh, yeah. She's actually sold her shop now. Do you remember the girl in Nottingham, Nick Nottingham? She used to do online videos, and on one of them, somebody had come in and asked for some needles, and she only sold the really expensive ones. And they said, oh, I'm not paying for that, and that. And she was really nasty about it. And she like called her out on a video. And I'm thinking, you shouldn't do that with your customers. You shouldn't call people out because they don't want to spend £5 on a pair of needles. Yeah, she sold up. It's still going, the shop, but she sold it up to somebody else. But she was so nasty and sarcastic about this woman who wouldn't pay like £4, £5 for a pair of needles. And I'm like, don't be such a flipping snob. She should be grateful of any trade, any customers, not being snobby. She said, oh, I think you want the cheap shop up the road. And she was saying this on a video. And I'm like, that's not the way to keep your customers. You can't say that to people. You have to cater for. When I had a shop, I used to cater for all, price ranges. I used to cater for people who, with the lower end of the market, the acrylic. She did go snobby. She only wanted people coming in the shop who were going to spend. And that's what I got the impression from. I stopped watching her. When she started saying, oh, what do they expect? I told them if they want that, she'd go on the market or something. And I'm like, don't be like that. I catered for all pockets when I had a shop. I had the cheap end of the market, the acrylic. Wasn't very good acrylic, but it was the cheap end of the market. And I did 2 lots of needles, I did your bog standard basic needles that didn't cost very much. And then I did the higher end of needles for anybody who wanted a posh pair, But, she's sold up now. She put a thing on Facebook showing this new couple who bought it and that. But you can't be like that with customers. You've got to welcome them all in, even though, sometimes they're a pain. I had some really customers, you think, oh, God, when they came through the door, you're like, and you go, hello, nice to see you again, and you're thinking, oh, God, it's them again. It was, no, when you're in business, you've got to be nice to everybody. The customer is always right. My dad used to always say that, at least while they're in the shop. Once they've left, it's another matter. But the customer's always right when they're in the shop. Like we used to do what we call layaways. We used to put wool, because not many people could afford like 14, 15 balls in one go. Very few people where I lived, where I had my shop, could afford to buy in one, so we used to put the 15 on one side, and we used to give them about 6 weeks, to pick it all up, like 2 balls a week or something like that. It enabled them to buy it. But I doubt that she would have done things like that. She just wanted people with the money. I mean, not being funny, but Nottingham, I don't think it's that sort of affluent a place. But as I was saying, this lady who I was looking at on YouTube, I can't remember her name now, and she'd been in these shops. She went in Loop, which I'd heard of, Loop, in London, and then she went into another one as well. And you could tell it was an expensive shop because you didn't come away with a paper bag or a plastic bag. You came out with like a linen bag with a name printed on it with a drawstring. You can tell it's an expensive shop when that's the kind of bag they give you. All you need is love. That's her. She went down to London, yeah. I mean, she did get some beautiful yarn, didn't she? But she paid £10.50 for that mohair she bought in the last video. I'm like, oh boy. She's got her own sheep now, hasn't she? Yeah. Yeah, I got spoiled, you see, because I used to put anything I crocheted or anything I knitted, I used to put it in the window in the shop and it used to sell. So it's like, when it comes from a shop, people will buy it. They think it's got a bit more edge to it. I must admit, I like looking in the shop window, you know, for naked sheep in Cleveland's. I think she probably gets sample garments made up from, you know, people like Serdo or something. But she always has a lovely window display of blankets, garments, and all sorts of things made up. They're always knitted, though. She doesn't do crochet, I don't think. But they're very inspiring, you know. Yeah, she must have more money than I have, Dotty Dolly. That's all I can say. Because she bought quite a lot of wool while she was in London, didn't she? Have you seen that video, her latest one? And then I said she's got 6 sheep, hasn't she, or something? You should have sheep, shouldn't you, Jill? And you could spin your own fibre. I don't think you can get the fibre off a cow, can you? You should have some llamas or alpacas or sheep on your farm. My aunt used to have just a couple of goats, but that was like just after the war. We used to have them for the goat's milk, you know, the goat cheese. We didn't eat them or spin their wool, even though she did have a wool shop, my auntie. Yeah. Yeah, you could do some alpacas, couldn't you? Not llama, is it alpaca, isn't it, that they use? And some cashmere goats, yeah. Huh? Yeah, my aunt used to have 2 goats, but they probably died. I can't remember what happened to them. I was only a child, and she had these goats. In fact, I found some photographs of them, and I sent them to my cousin, her son. I found some photos in my mum's photos showing these goats. So I thought he might as well have them because they were like his mum's goats. So I sent them to him. Right, well, I've done the 2 fronts and I've started the back now, so hopefully I'll finish it this weekend. If I can trudge my way through the wet grass to the shed to find some more buttons. I think it'll have to be those metal buttons again, though, because I certainly didn't have any green ones. I had a look through. Didn't have any green ones at all. Yeah, these were black and white photographs of the goats, yeah. They were about that big. Remember when photographs used to be that big? They're about 1 inch square, weren't they, photos? Unless you paid to have them enlarged. When you think about it now, how tiny the photos used to be. Oh, it was. We had loads of them in my mum's photographs, about 1 inch square. Right, I'm stopping for the night now. Stopping for the night. I've got the 2 fronts. I've got 2 sleeves done. All I've got to do now is finish the back and do the bands. So then it will be done. It will be done. Oh, I think I've crocheted 4 balls today. So no wonder my hand hurts. I've just got 1 left. 1 left. Finish the back. Certain things if I'm in the mood, I can crochet quite fast. If I'm not in the mood, you can go back to bed now, Val, because I'm going to bed now, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm actually making, but I'm not making it like that because I've got long sleeves in mine and I've got buttons all down the front. I've made it like that many times, but then I decided to adapt it into a cardigan. because I think my lady that I'm making it for would rather have a cardigan. Right. Yes, I'm going to bed now myself. I'm going to get myself a drink from my tablets and then I'm going to go to bed. So thank you all for your company. I've done 21 minutes past my witching hour. Done very well today. See, it's all this good company. This is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, my doll's house with cross stitch. Yeah, a little one like that. Oh, thank you, Chris. We've not had any shad tonight, have we? No shad. It must be fishing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Right, good night, everybody. Thank you for your company. Hopefully, I will see you later. I don't know whether there'll be a video tomorrow because it's Sunday and day of rest. May not be a video tomorrow. Depends how I feel. Sometimes I feel I've got nothing to talk about. And then the alarm goes and I've talked for half an hour with nothing, over nothing. Just the way I am, I guess. Anyway, night, night. Thank you all for your company. And I'll see you all soon. Bye now.